This is just straight dumb. You got a $600 million business against a $53 billion business. Oh, and I forgot, there is actually one other player in the music streaming business, small company, you may not have heard of it, called Apple. For Tidal to come from way far behind and try to catch up here, it just doesn't make any sense. Another deal that doesn't make sense is Square buying Tidal. Can't even keep a straight face talking about this. Just announced, Square buys majority of Tidal, adds Jay-Z to its board in bid to shake up the artist economy. When you look at the numbers, the deal is worth $300 million. They're valuing Tidal no more than $600 million. I don't think we know the exact valuation, but they have a majority stake. The other artists that were also shareholders in Tidal also get to effectively roll their equity, so they're still on the cap table. This is a, let's call it a sub $600 million business that is now competing against Spotify. Spotify is a $53 billion business. I wouldn't be concerned. Their stock's down. I wouldn't be concerned by this news one iota if I'm Spotify. You got a $600 million business against a $53 billion business. Oh, and I forgot, there is actually one other player in the music streaming business, small company, you may not have heard of it, called Apple. It's not even a platform business. Spotify, we've talked about, not a platform business. Tidal, definitely not a platform business. The music rights, the music licensing industry is basically controlled by the four giant, publishing houses. And then they've actually aggregated all their supply through the RIAA, like the Recording Industry Something Association. And that organization basically negotiates licensing deals with Spotify and others on behalf of just about the entire music industry. So you can imagine the pricing power and the leverage that, the RIAA and then the different recording, publishing houses have, because they basically just all joined together into one negotiating house. For that reason, the supply is not fragmented in the music industry. That's why we've seen Spotify making huge investments with podcasting, because that is wildly fragmented. There's a myriad of creators, much of them independent. And so, Spotify, we've really liked this approach for them to go after podcasting because it has legitimate platform dynamics where traditional music does not, right? It's much more of a linear digital business, which means that for Tidal to come from way far behind and try to catch up here, it just doesn't make any sense. Maybe the board justified this because if you look at the money that Square made on their Caviar investment, they bought Caviar for $100 million. They sold them to DoorDash for $400 million. $300 million. Maybe Jack Dorsey, who's the CEO of Twitter and Square, maybe he was like, yeah, just take the $300 million that we got from selling Caviar and let me go do this other Hail Mary bet in Tidal. Maybe that's how he justified it. If I'm on the board of directors, I would not be proud about this decision at all. I don't know. The board failed. The board, if anyone's supposed to keep the CEO in check, it's the board. And this is a fail. I would imagine that the really astute technology investors and operators could not really be backing this. I would imagine that, maybe Jack got some of these other board members to be for this, but the real serious technology operators there would not approve of this. Even this, my group here, The Information, which I don't tend to see eye to eye on very often, even they're knocking this transaction. Even if it was a successful music streaming company, Tidal isn't a good fit for Square, which has steadily expanded the financial products it offers, most recently by launching a bank. On Twitter, Dorsey said the deal would help Square create new tools for artists, included by creating new listening experiences to bring fans closer together, as well as merchandising integrations and new revenue streams. I mean, the guy's in outer space. In reality, Dorsey is trying to jam a square peg into a round hole. It may be time for someone else at Square to grab the wheel. Board, wake up, board of Square. this is it's just not only is the money, I mean, the money is not too significant, right? From what I was talking about with the caviar earnings, but it just goes to show you, I mean, what is management really focusing on? You can see here, Square down 9%. It should be more. You got almost $100 billion market cap here. Who cares about Tidal? And then you're going to put Jay-Z on the board? Why is Jay-Z going on the board of Square? This is just straight dumb. Who does this? What a waste of time. This guy's operating two businesses. And for the one half of his time spent on Square, he focuses on the Tidal transaction. I mean, I've got let me show one. I try not to do this. It's just too tempting. Here's the fearless leader. This is the guy, the astute and sound and, very focused, sophisticated CEO of two publicly traded companies, Square and Twitter. Cannot believe it. Hi, this is Alex from Winner Take All. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the content. Feel free to leave a comment, ask us questions, and definitely make sure to join us on our next live stream.